Good morning, y'all. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the water wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith would be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Whew, good morning, y'all. Hebrews 12, verse 1 and 2. I shared devotionals with a few people, a few of my friends in the morning, and my family, my kids, and one of my brothers, one of my biker brothers from a long time ago shared this devotional with Hebrews 12, 1 through 2. So I kind of want to dive into it and let's get a message from it. Jesus, founder and perfecter of our faith. Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2 uses a running race metaphor to encourage us to persevere in our faith by removing hindrances, by removing weights and sin, being surrounded by a cloud of witnesses, faithful people from history and the Bible, and keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus as the example and completion of faith. Jesus, who endured suffering for the joy of the future reward. This passage calls for laying aside every earthly burden and sin, and to run the Christian life with endurance, looking to Jesus's example to overcome discouragement and keep going. The entire passage is an exhortation to run the race that is set before us with perseverance and determination. The cloud of witnesses, this refers to the faithful believers throughout history who have gone before us and whose lives serve as an example of faith and perseverance, like Moses, Noah, David, and the disciples. They are a cloud because their great number and their testimony that they provide. They lay aside every weight and sin. We are urged to get rid of anything that weighs us down and hinders us in following Jesus. Lay down, particularly sin, which can easily trap and entangle us. Endurance. The race requires sustained and determined effort and endurance to keep going despite our challenges. Keep going despite the difficulties we encounter on the way. Look to Jesus. Primarily the primary way to endure is by fixing our eyes on Jesus. Author and perfecter, our chief agent and perfecter of faith, of our faith. He provides the ultimate example of perseverance. Jesus' example. Jesus endured immense suffering and hostility by focusing on the joy set before him. The joy set before him, which was the promise of future reward and exaltation after the cross. His example inspires us to see beyond our own suffering and focus on God's promises. His example inspires us to see past our problems. See past our problems we're going through right now. And see our future reward, God's promises. Look to Jesus in the good times and the bad. Focus on Jesus. Let's live this life of faith that He has called us with joy. Knowing it's not always going to be easy. But Jesus is with us. Focus on His love. Jesus is the source of faith. The perfect example of faith in action. And the one who brings faith. We're to walk in this same faith. Jesus gives us the example. Jesus gives us the strength. I hope this message helps somebody this morning. No matter what you're going through, you'll make it through it. Focus on Jesus. Focus on Jesus, man. Come on. Hope y'all have a blessed day. Love one another. Focus on Jesus. He is our Savior. He is our faith. He is our hope. Man, I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.